on a beautiful Thursday morning here at Canyon Lake High School. We welcome you to Tiger Baseball on Vype pay-per-view. As this morning your Tigers takes on the Hawks out of Canyon Lake. And a very pleasant good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tiger Baseball right here on Vype pay-per-view. Doubleheader day. First off, later on this afternoon, out in San Antonio, your Tigers will head up to take on Victoria East in the late game. But let's focus on this game right now, coming up at 10 o'clock. As today, freshman phenom Taylor Tracy will get the start on the bump for your Tigers. Lots of movement going around. Of course, the Tigers losing that heartbreaker Tuesday night to Johnson 1-0 in a game where both pitchers pitched 30 strikeouts in that game. So the Tigers are looking to rebound this weekend here at the Comal Invitational. Right now, they're announcing these starting lineups. And we'll send it over to the public address announcer for the national anthem.
If everyone would please stand for our national anthem.
Extremely early morning. Most kids are still in school right now. But we're going to bring you some baseball today.
First three batters for the Hawks, for the Tigers will be Howard. Will be followed by Dennis with Perry.
As Theo Howard will lead off for the Tigers. Aiden Dennis will follow up on that as we are getting ready to play some baseball. Bright and sunny day right here at Canyon Lake, home of the Hawks. Beautiful high school, beautiful stadium with the outskirts of Canyon Lake in the background. Theo Howard, Aiden Dennis, and then Aiden Perry all due up for the Tigers here in the top of the first. As the announcements of concessions. For those of you who are joining us this morning, thank you for joining us right here on Vype pay-per-view. Here for the Comal ISD Invitational, your Tigers against the Hawks. Once again, the Tigers coming off the 1-0 defeat against Johnson back on Tuesday night. looking to rebound here these next 3 days. 6 games in 3 days for the Tigers as Coach Payne runs into his normal position over to the third base side as Theo Howard comes up, and we're just about underway here at Canyon Lake. Theo, of course, one of the most consistent Tigers hitters. And here is the very first pitch. Theo big swings and miss. 0-1 to Theo Howard. Today's pitcher for the Hawks, Tanner Schultz, on the bump right now for the Hawks. And Schultz is ready, and he delivers. And Theo looks at ball one. 1-1 to Theo Howard. As Aiden Dennis in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. And Schultz readies the 1-1 and fires. And that's inside, and it hits Theo, and Theo is on for the first base runner today for the Tigers. Here is Aiden Dennis. AD, of course, played exceptionally well in the tournament last weekend. Didn't see him on Tuesday, but he's out here right now. And once again, Schultz goes over the first. Testing Theo Howard. Nothing yet to AD. Aiden Perry. AP is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Schultz delivers. AD lays down a gorgeous bunt. Howard advances to second easily as Aiden Dennis gets out on the sacrifice. Nice bunt there by AD. And here comes Aiden Perry, the senior, batting in the 3-hole today. Brendan Arvidsson is in the 5th hole today. Taylor Tracy in his normal cleanup position. Coach Payne going with a different order today as Schultz is ready. Schultz checks back in second. He fires. And Aiden Perry pops it up into left field. Left field is going to have trouble. He doesn't get it. And Theo Howard's going to stay at third. And Theo Howard is safe. Nice play by Theo Howard. And I believe they are double for Aiden Perry. And with out and 2 on, freshman phenom. And the pitcher for this morning, Taylor Tracy, comes up. And Schultz is ready. And he fires. And Taylor bounces it over to third. He goes straight to home. And Theo Howard is out at home on the sacrifice. And here comes Big B. Brendan Arvidsson today starting in center field.
Running for the pitcher is Luke Hudson, number 5.
As Luke Hudson now courtesy running at first base. As B getting ready. The umpire's back in. Here comes Arvidsson. Brendan Arvidsson, Tuesday night, 14 strikeouts. A complete game against Johnson. And Schultz delivers. And that's well outside, 1-0. Tigers have 2 on with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Then Schultz delivers. That's outside 2-0. Sam McAjanian in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 2 balls, no strikes to Brandon Arvison. And Schultz checks back at second. And he fires. And B slices it to the shortstop as the Hawks go 6-4 to end the threat. Tigers leave on 1. We head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless here in the Comal ISD Invitational right here on Vype pay-per-view.
A month, it costs you only $24 a year to get. Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99 a month. It costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
Taylor Tracy warming up for the Tigers as we welcome you back to Canyon Lake High School. Tigers baseball right here on Vype pay-per-view. 0-0. Tigers had 2 on a few times there in the first inning and could not convert. So as the freshman phenom now stepping up. Take a look at the batting order for the Hawks. The catcher, Chase Anderson, is going to lead off, followed by the center fielder, Hunter Anderson. Griffin Williams, the third baseman, batting third. The pitcher, Tanner Schultz, in the cleanup position. Right fielder, Jeremy Green, batting fifth. Hayden Baker, the shortstop, batting sixth. Braden Welch, third baseman, batting seventh. Ty Sellers, the left fielder, batting eighth. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Cody Jones. As Chase Anderson steps up to the plate. As here's Taylor Tracy. He's ready, and he fires. Nice speed, but a little outside. 1-0. Tracy now. He's ready, and he fires. High into the zone. 2-0 now on Chase Anderson. Hunter Anderson in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. As Taylor fires. And Anderson dribbles it. And AP's right there for the first out of this bottom of the first. Here is Hunter Anderson now. Hunter Anderson, the center fielder, up against Taylor Tracy, and Taylor delivers. And Anderson fouls it. 0-1 now to the center fielder. 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. As Taylor readies, fires. That's outside. 1-1. Griffin Williams. Strike right down the middle for Taylor Tracy. We don't have a position here for Griffin Williams, but he is in the on-deck circle. And Taylor delivers, and Anderson fouls it to the third base side. 1-2 now on Hunter Anderson. Here's pitch number 7 now for Taylor. And Anderson bounces it. Tracy grabs it, and he's called safe. Infield hit there for Hunter Anderson. And the Hawks get their first base runner on in this game. Here is Griffin Williams. Griffin Williams plays first base. So now the Hawks with 1 on and 1 out. And Taylor goes inside for ball 1. 1-0 now to the first baseman. Taylor Tracy being composed. Here's pitch number 10 for him as he checks back at first. He fires this time. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 on Williams. As Taylor fires. That gets behind the catcher as Anderson advances. Carter Gardner couldn't get to it. Pass ball there. Runners advance to second base. And here's the 2-1 now to Williams. And Williams pops it. It's going to go foul and out of play. Hitting the press box of the softball field right behind us. Count goes to 2-2. And Taylor delivers. And he pops it up into center field. Brennan Armstrong couldn't get to it. Goes into deep, shallow center field as Anderson comes in to score, and the Hawks scores the first run of this ball game, and it's 1-0 Canyon Lake. Griffin Williams with an RBI double. Gets the Hawks on the board. 1 out remains here in the bottom of the first. Here is Tanner Schultz. Nice speed there for Taylor Tracy. Strike 1. 0-1 to the opposing pitcher. Taylor checks back at second. He delivers. And Schultz dribbles it, and it's going to go foul. Jeremy Green in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. Hayden Baker will follow Green.
Number 1, Reed Simpson.
Reed Simpson. Now the pinch runner for Canyon Lake. One nothing. Canyon Lake leads here in the bottom of the first. As the umps got the lineup changes, looks like we're ready to go. Once again tonight, 5 o'clock at Northside Field number 2. Tigers takes on Victoria East at 5 p.m. Coverage will begin at 4:55 right here on Vype pay-per-view. As Taylor Tracy got him swinging and missed, and Taylor Tracy gets his first strikeout of this game. Here is Jeremy Green. And Taylor Tracy, nice off-speed outside corner for strike 1. Here's Taylor Tracy. Runner on second. 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first. And Taylor gets some dribbling. And Sam. Nice play by Sam Magajanian to get the 3rd out. Hawks do score 1, but that's all. A run and 2 hits for the Hawks. We'll head to the top of the second. 1-0 Canyon Lake. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top of the second, 1-0 Canyon Lake. Welcome back. Tiger Baseball on Vype pay-per-view this morning. Early morning start for the Tigers. 10 a.m. was the first pitch. As Sam Magajanian steps into the batter's box for the Tigers. And the first pitch by Schultz goes outside, 1-0. Sam, Mason Ashlock, Carter Gardner due up here, top half of the second. And Schultz delivers. Nearly hits Sam, but it goes high and inside, 2-0. As Schultz, he readies and he fires. Right down on the outside corner, 2-1 now on Sam. Mason Ashlock in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. And Schultz fires. And Sam hits it in the right field for a base hit. And the right fielder misses it. And Sam is going to go all the way to second. Lead off double for Sam Magajanian. And with Sam on board, here's Mace. Mason Ashlock comes in as the everyday designated hitter now for the Tigers. And now Mace has a runner on. No outs here in the top of the second. And the Tigers trail 1-0. As Schultz taking his time, he's back on a bump. And now he's ready. And the first pitch to Mace, right down the middle for strike 1.
Hey, when you're ready, here we go.
0-1 to Ashlock. Carter Gardner in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Schultz twice looks at second base. And Mace fouls it to the first base side. 0-2 now to Ashlock. Schultz now ready to fire the 0-2. He checks back at second. He fires. And Mace goes down swinging, strike 3. First strikeout for Tanner Schultz. Here comes Carter Gardner. Carter today starting behind home plate. Has Sam on second base and one out. And the pickoff move didn't get Sam. Sam safe at second. 1-0 Canyon Lake here in the top of the second. Tigers are threatening though. And Carter now waits for the first pitch. Schultz delivers. That's high and inside. 1-0. Nico Ruedas in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Nico in the 9-hole this morning. And Schultz checks back at second, does it again, and he fires. That catches the outside corner for strike one. 1-1 on Carter Gardner. Schultz now is ready. Checks back at second once again. The 1-1. That's a little outside. 2-1 on Carter Gardner. Two balls and a strike to Carter Gardner. Schultz delivers. Carter fouls it to the back net. 2 balls and 2 strikes to our catcher this morning. Now Schultz steps off the rubber. Back on now. Gardner, he's ready. And Schultz steps off the rubber once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carter Gardner with Sam on second base. The delivery. Swing and missing. And Carter Gardner goes down for the second out of the second inning. Here comes Nico. Nico did play Tuesday night after that scare Saturday night. Heading into third base. Looks like the hand is okay. Nico's okay, and he's ready to bat. Schultz hits the outside corner. 0-1 to Nico. Top of the order, and Theo Howard in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Schultz checks back at second a few times. He delivers. That's outside. A ball and a strike now to Nico. Think I see Nico's parents here. Early morning here at Canyon Lake. Schultz delivers. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike to Nico. 2 outs here at the top of the second. Sam McAjadian at second base. 1-0 Canyon Lake. Tanner Schultz checks second. Does the second time. He delivers. Nico swings and misses. They try to get Sam, and Sam gets, and the ball gets away, but the center fielder is right there. And Nico has deuces wild on him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for number 22. Canyon Lake leads 1-0. 2 outs with a runner on second. Schultz delivers, and Nico, good eye, full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nico. Nico gets on. More ammunition for Theo Howard, who's been loving runners in scoring position this season. And Schultz delivers. Nico swings and misses. And Schultz strikes out the side. A leadoff double by Sam, and that is all. We're headed to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Canyon Lake. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Bottom two, 1-0 Canyon Lake. As the Hawks will go with Baker, Welch, and Ty Sellers here in the bottom half of the inning. Here's Hayden Welch. Welch, the shortstop, as Coach Payne out there giving instructions to his team. And now the team disperses. Hayden Baker, the leadoff here. And here is Taylor Tracy. That's low for ball one. And Taylor ready, fires. In the dirt, 2-0 now. Braden Welch, the third baseman. Huge strike there by Taylor. 2-1. Braden Welch, the third baseman, in the on-deck circle. Swing and miss by Baker. 2-2. As Taylor's ready quickly, he fires. And the ball is tipped foul to the backstop. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers will resume district play Tuesday night at Kane High School. 7 o'clock first pitch right here on Vype Live. As Taylor Tracy winds, fires, got him swinging. Second strikeout for Taylor Tracy. Two strikeouts thus far for Taylor Tracy. And Taylor fires. That's outside, 1-0. And Taylor quickly gets the corner. Strike one, 1-1. 1-0 Canyon Lake. Taylor Tracy goes inside, 2-1. And now Taylor shakes off the first couple of pitches. He likes this one. He fires. Outside corner, 2-2 now. Pitch 29 coming up for Taylor Tracy, and he fires it. And dribbler, can Sam get him? Sam couldn't make this play after making that tremendous play back in the first inning. So Welch gets on with one away. Here is Ty Sellers. Sellers playing left field this afternoon. And Taylor fires, catches the inside quarter, 1-0. One nothing Hawks here in the bottom of the second. Taylor Tracy, long look at first, and he fires home. And Sellers pops it. Brennan Arvis is underneath it, and he catches it for the second out of this second inning. Here is Cody Jones now, the designated hitter for Canyon Lake, with a runner on and 2 outs. Top of the order, Chase Anderson in the on-deck circle. Runner goes, and Carter got him! Carter Gardner with the pickoff, and that will end this second inning. Great play for Carter Gardner to Nico Ruedas. And the Tigers get out of the hole. No runs, a hit, no errors. We play 2, 1-0. Canyon Lake. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype pay-per-view.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back here to the Comal ISD Invitational, 1-0 Canyon Lake. Tigers are back to the top of the order, and Theo Howard up to the plate. Theo was hit by a pitch to lead off this ball game. As Schultz now, 27 pitches in, fires, and Theo foul tips it. 1-0, 0-1. The wind is picking up just a little bit here at Canyon Lake. And Theo back in the box. And Schultz is ready for the 0-1. And Theo looks at ball 1 as that ball goes high and outside. 1-1 now to Theo Howard. Aiden Dennis in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Schultz now ready, fires, and Theo fouls it to the back net. 1-2 now to the right fielder. Theo, of course, our Tiger of the Week this week, going 6 for 10 last weekend at the Hill Country Classic. As Schultz steps off with a rubber, gives Theo time to reset. Schultz is ready now for the 1-2. And he fires. And Theo looks. That was close. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Theo Howard. You don't want to give Theo Howard too many chances. He will capitalize on them. Schultz now readies the 2-2. And he fires. Theo gets the call. Full count on Theo Howard. Theo also led off last Saturday to be exact, against Elgin. And Schultz delivers. And Theo gets on for the second time. This time on the base on balls. And with Theo on and no outs, here comes Aiden Dennis. Aiden sacrificed Theo over back in the first. Schultz now goes to first. Keeps Theo at first. One nothing. And Aiden tries again. One and 0 to Aiden Dennis. As Schultz fires back over, keeping Theo there. A lot of Tiger parents here in the stands this morning. As Aiden bounces it over, and the pitcher couldn't keep a hold of it, so Aiden Dennis gets on an error by the pitcher. Here comes AP with 2 on, no outs. AP with a double in the first inning. Tigers trail 1-0 here in the top of the third. As now AP, he's ready, and Schultz off of the rubber once again. Schultz now checks back at second. He delivers, and AP gets hit, and the bases are jacked. Second batter hit today for Schultz. And with the bases loaded and no outs, the freshman phenom comes up to the plate. Taylor's sacked. Got to sacrifice to get on back in the first. With Brandon Arvison in the on-deck circle, Tigers have the bases loaded. No outs here in the top of the third, trailing 1-0. And Schultz ready. And Taylor looks at strike 1. Oh, and 1 to Taylor Tracy. Schultz fires the 0-1. That's inside, 1-1. Tigers got the sacks loaded. Trailing 1-0. As Tanner Schultz readies the 1-1, and he fires. And Taylor Tracy slices it foul. 1-2 now to Taylor Tracy. He can help his own cause right now with the bases loaded and no outs. Pitcher against pitcher. As Schultz fires. Taylor Tracy fouls it to the third base side, just past Coach Payne. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. don't have too many weekday 10 a.m. games, but here we are. The Comal ISD Invitational, 1-0, Canyon Lake. Bases loaded, no outs here for the Tigers. In the top of the third, Schultz, Taylor Tracy, bounces it, and the ball gets away from the catcher. The Tigers tie it up, and they take the lead. And the Tigers lead 2-0 after Aiden Dennis comes on. They take a 2-1 lead. Good hustle there by Aiden Dennis. And the Tigers still have no outs. Runners at the corners with Brandon Arvison coming up. Second error on the pitcher. And right now, the Hawks trail 2-1.
Runners at first and third and nobody out.
Here's Brandon Arvison. Big B grounded out back in the first. But he has runners at the corners. Parker Cook is now the courtesy runner for the Tigers. Coach Payne giving some instructions over to Brandon Arvison. Sam McAjanian in the on-deck circle. No outs there here in the top of the third. Tigers lead 2-1. As Brandon Arvison is ready for the first pitch from Tanner Schultz. And Schultz checks back over to Taylor Tracy. And Arvison looks at strike one. 0-1 to Brandon Arvison. As Schultz goes back over. Check. Taylor Tracy. And Schultz delivers. And Brandon Arvison bounces it back to the pitcher. And pitcher was hesitant. He didn't know where to go. And another run comes home. That time AP comes home and it's 3-1 Tigers. Three to 1 Tigers with Sam McAjanian coming up. As Schultz goes back over to first. And Sam looks at strike one.
Not you, leave that. That's not you. It's all right, Sammy.
And Sam bounces into the 1-6-3 double play. And they got out of the inning. After 2.5, Tigers lead 3-1 here at the Comal ISD Invitational and Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. 3-1 Tigers here. Bottom of the third.
Leading off in the bottom of the third for the Hawks. Coach Jones for Village. Travis Keene. Followed by Anderson.
And Taylor Tracy fires, and that is going to drop into right center for a base hit. So Cody Jones comes in with the hit for the home team as the top of the order, and Chase Anderson comes up to the plate for the Hawks. Anderson grounded out back in the first as Taylor Tracy fires, and the pitch nails the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 to the leadoff hitter. Hunter Anderson in the on-deck circle right now for the Hawks. And Taylor Tracy throws over to first. One out. Excuse me, should be no outs here in the bottom of the third. Big swing and miss for Anderson. Strike two. The leadoff hitter, Cody Jones. And Taylor Tracy gets it. AP is there, over to Nico. Back to first base. But they did get the force at second, as Anderson gets on off of the fielder's choice. Here is Hunter Anderson with one away. Anderson singled back in the first. And quickly, Taylor Tracy checks him back. And Tracy goes well outside for ball one. Taylor Tracy goes into the ground, and the ball gets underneath Carter Gardner, and the runner advances to second base. For those of you trying to watch this pay-per-view, we are having some technical difficulties right now. We're trying to get ironed out. Tigers lead 3-1 here at the bottom of the third. And Taylor Tracy gets it. Aiden Perry is going to take the force at first. As Jones advances over to third base, and 2 outs now. Here is Griffin Williams. Williams doubled. And Williams bounces it into left field, into the corner for a base hit, and Jones is going to come in and score, and it's going to be 3-2. Second double this afternoon for Griffin Williams. The pitcher now, Tanner Schultz, pops it up as Mason Ashlock gets underneath it, and the Tigers get out of the inning. Hawks do come across with one, and they trail now 3-2. In the 3, this is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Top of the fourth. Tigers lead 3-2. Once again, for those of you who are trying to access this game, we apologize. We are having technical difficulties as Mace looks at strike one. Mace, Carter Gardner, and Nico Ruedas all due up here in the top of the fourth for the Tigers. 3-2 Tigers. And Mace grounds it to third. Gonna be a tough play for the third baseman, but he got him. And Mace is the first out here in the top of the fourth. Here's Carter Gardner. Carter Gardner struck out back in the second. And that pitch goes low for ball one. And Carter Gardner slices it, but it's an easy play out in right field for the second out of this inning. Here comes Luke Hudson. Luke replacing Nico. And Luke looks at strike one. And that pitch goes outside. 1-1 now to Luke Hudson. 3-2 Tigers. As Schultz fires. That one's low. 2-1 now to Luke Hudson. And Schultz fires. Luke Hudson goes foul past the first baseman. And Luke Hudson pops it to second base for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Tigers go down in order. Bottom of the fourth coming up. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
2-2.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeremy Green. Once again, we'd like to apologize for those of you who are trying to tune in. We are having technical difficulties as that pitch goes inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Green. And Green flies it deep, gone. Home run, Jeremy Green, and we're tied. Jeremy Green with a home run and has tied this game for Canyon Lake. 3-all now. Here in the bottom of the 4th.
Brings it plate, Hayden Baker, the shortstop. Right one caller.
That's Hayden Baker now steps in for the Hawks, and Baker fouls it, and it goes back to the softball field. 0-2 now. First home run given up by the Tigers all season long, and Tracy gets the strikeout. First out of the inning, as Braden Welch steps up to the plate for the Hawks. Welch dead single back in the second. Taylor Tracy goes low. Ball 1. And that pitch goes low. 1-0.
And there's a 2-0 on the batter. Braden Welch.
2 balls, no strikes now for Braden Welch.
Strike one call.
Nice pitch there by Taylor Tracy. 2-1. 3-3 as Taylor Tracy's getting ready to pitch. Pitch number 54. And that goes well inside. 3 balls and a strike now. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Jeremy Green with a solo blast to tie this ball game up. Nice pitch there by Taylor. Full count now. And Taylor Tracy winds, delivers, and Welch fouls it to the back net. Count remains full. Ty Sellers in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. 3-all here. After that solo home run by Green. And Taylor Tracy winds, fires, high, and Welch gets on with a walk. As Ty Sellers comes up with 1 on and 1 out, and a tie ball game. Sellers flied out to center back in the second. He has a runner on in the 3-all ball game. As Tracy fires, nearly caught by Carter Gardner, but strike 1. Cody Jones in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. 3-3. Bottom of the 4th. Taylor Tracy still out there. And Tracy stumps off of the bump. And now he resets. And Tracy delivers. High and inside. 1-1. Sellers with a man on. One away. And Sellers, big swing and miss. 1-2 now. Great pitch there by Taylor Tracy. As Taylor Tracy checks first. And he fires home. And Sellers foul tipped it. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Here's Tracy now with the 1-2. And that's high and gets away from Gardner. Wild pitch for Taylor Tracy. And Welch advances to second on the wild pitch. So now the go-ahead is now at second base with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and miss. And Welch goes down on strikes. Sellers goes down on strikes. Here's Cody Jones. Cody Jones, single last inning to get the rally going for the Hawks. And Tracy goes high, 1-0. 3-3. Solo blast by Jeremy Green in this 4th inning, got us even. Nice pitch there by Taylor, 1-1. Now Taylor looks, fires, well inside, 2-1. Two outs here, bottom of the 4th. And Tracy delivers. That one's high and outside. 3 balls and a strike to Cody Jones. Chase Anderson in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. And Taylor fires inside, strike 2. Crowd didn't like it, coach didn't like it, players didn't like it. Nonetheless, full count now on Cody Jones. Jones steps out. Taylor Tracy with a huge strikeout to end this 4th inning. Solo blast by Jeremy Green ties this game up. 3-3 as we head to the 5th inning. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Top of the fifth now, and the top of the order due up for the Tigers as Theo Howard back up to the plate. Welcome back to the Comal ISD Invitational. Melvin Jones here, Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. And Theo Howard looks at strike one. Theo, Aiden Dennis, Aiden Perry, all coming up here for the Tigers. Schultz is still out there and still delivering. And that goes outside for ball one. As Schultz fires well outside. 3-1 now. For those of you who had been watching, technical difficulties look like they have cleared up. We are back 3-3 here at Canyon Lake as Theo Howard bounces it to the backstop. 2-2 to Theo Howard. As Schultz, Theo goes right to first base for the first out here in this fifth inning. Here it comes, Aiden Dennis. AD so far got on an error by the pitcher back in the third. As Schultz gets first pitch strike and is 0-1 on Aiden Dennis. Three all here in the top of the fifth. Aiden Dennis lines it straight to the right fielder for the second out of the inning. Here it comes. AP. AP has been tremendous today. A double. He was hit by a pitch. Back in the third. And AP gets a nice grounder past the first baseman for a base hit. Third time on base for AP today. Second hit with 2 on and 1 out. Here it comes. Taylor Tracy. Taylor got on twice. Excuse me, been on once. He got on the error by the pitcher last inning. And Taylor looks at strike one. 0-1 to Taylor Tracy. Brendan Arvison is in the on-deck circle. Glad to get these technical difficulties out of the way. You can catch the archive of this game later on as Taylor swings and foul tips it. Strike two. 0-2 now to Taylor Tracy. 3 all. Top 5. Tigers got 3 in the third. The Hawks got a run in the first, third, and a solo home run last inning. Taylor Tracy pops it. It's going deep. It's going deep. And Taylor Tracy has the first home run of this season for your Dripping Springs Tigers. Home run dead center for the freshman phenom. And the Tigers take a 4-3 lead. Tigers' first home run comes off of the bat of their starting pitcher today. 2-run shot, and they lead 5-3. As Brandon Arvison looks at ball 1. What a blast. And Brandon Arvison, he's going deep. And that's going to drop down in front of the center fielder. And Brandon Arvison is going to get into second base standing. Brandon Arvison, he's going to stay right there. Coach Payne's going to tell him to stand right there. Here comes Sam Agajanian with a runner on, 2 outs.
Runner on second, 2 outs. That brings Sam to the plate. Mason on deck, Carter in the hole.
As Sam now with a runner on, awaits the first pitch, and Sam looks at ball 1, 1-0 to Sammy Sam. Mason Ashlock in the on-deck circle. Schultz now getting rocked right now. And Sam looks at ball 2. 2-0 now. They actually called the first pitch a strike when it was outside. 1-1 now. And Sam is going to float into the center field with a drop. And it goes straight into the glove of the center fielder. 43rd out. But the freshman phenom with a 2-run blast over the center field wall. 5-3 Tigers. Going to the bottom of the 5th. Time to stretch. And this is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away, but they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
Travis Mora, now the pitcher for the Tigers. So we welcome you back. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live, the Comal ISD Invitational. For those of you who are tuning in to the Vype pay-per-view broadcast, this game has now moved over to regular Vype due to our technical difficulties. We got on just in time for the 2-run home run by Taylor Tracy. And the Tigers lead 5-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. A few changes that we hadn't announced. Aiden Dennis now at shortstop. Aiden Perry still back at second base. Mason Ashlock at first. And Sam Agajanian down at third. As here's the top of the order, and Chase Anderson. And Anderson looks At strike one. Mora did come in last weekend. And Mora gets. That's going to be a ball. 1-1 now. The other Anderson, Hunter Anderson, is in the on-deck circle. And that catches the outside corner. 1-2. And Mora fires. That goes past the catcher. 2-2. Chase Anderson got on in the back in the third off of a fielder's choice. Travis Mora now winds, fires, and Anderson goes to Sam, and Sam gets him no problem over the mace for the first out of this fifth inning. Here comes Hunter Anderson. Hunter Anderson is 1 for 2. Getting a single back in the first, grounding out back in the third. As Travis Mora now winds up. Anderson shows bunt, but that's low for ball 1. 5-3 Tigers. And Mora fires. Big swing and miss. 1-1 now to Hunter Anderson. Griffin Williams, who has been a thorn in the Tiger side today, in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. And Mora goes low and inside. 2-1. Travis Mora, deep breath, fires. And Anderson pops it foul over the concession stand. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tiger parents who's here in the stadium, we thank you for being here with this early morning start. It is 11:30. And boys are playing baseball. Swings and misses. And Carter Gardner's going to pick it up and just sling it over to first. First strikeout of the day for Travis Mora. Here comes Griffin Williams. Give you the numbers for Taylor Tracy at the end of the ball game. He is the pitcher on record, though, for the Tigers. As Mora goes low and inside, 1-0. Two outs now here in the top of the fifth. 5-3 Tigers. Big swing and miss that time by Williams. 1-1. Tanner Schultz in the on-deck circle. Mora goes low that time, and it's 2 balls and a strike. We're out here in the stands. It's windy. But we're getting it done. Tigers against Victoria East in San Antonio tonight, 5 p.m. right here on Vype Live. Travis Mora back on the rubber. He delivers. Goes low once again. 3 balls and a strike against Williams. Tigers doing a lot of traveling these next 3 days. Mora goes right down the middle for strike 2. Full count now against Griffin Williams. Tigers here in Canyon Lake today. San Antonio this evening. Back to New Braunfels tomorrow and Saturday. And Williams gets a walk. And with a man on 2 outs, here comes Tanner Schultz, the opposing pitcher. Schultz today struck out. And he also got out back in the 4th. Mora now fires. And Mora hits Tanner Schultz. And now the Hawks have 2 on with 2 outs. And here it comes. Jeremy Green. Green with a solo blast. Back in the 4th. Coach Reynolds now going to go talk to Travis Mora. Cody Ross going in the courtesy run for the Hawks. Now Coach Reynolds going to run back in. Here's Green. Green 1 for 2. That solo jack back last inning to initially tie the ball game up. And now umps are ready, and here's Travis with the pitch. And Green fouls it to the back net. 0-1 to Travis Green. Hayden Baker is in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. They trail 5-3. Here comes pitch number 19 for Travis Mora. Mora checks back at second. Fires. Green fouls it out of the stadium. It is into the football stadium. 0-2 now. Mora, deep breaths. 2 on, 2 outs. 0-2. Nice eye there by Green. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And Mora delivers. That goes high and inside. 2-2. So Green has deuces wild right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers lead 5-3. 2-run home run at the top of this inning by Taylor Tracy. Broke the tie. As Travis Moore now. He's ready. 2 on. Checks back at second. Delivers. Green fires. Fair ball. Base hit past third base. Run the score. As now the Hawks have runners at second and third. 2 outs. They trail 5-4, but do get a run back. Hayden Baker now comes up with runners in scoring position. Green 2 for 3. That home run and double. And now Mora looking to hopefully get out of this inning without any more damage. Baker 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. And he looks at ball 1. Mora now fires. That's high inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Braden Welch in the on-deck circle for the Hawks. Tigers lead 5-4. Bottom of the 5th. 2 outs and 2 on. And that's high. 3 balls, no strikes now. Travis is hoping to get out of this inning. He fires. That's high once again. The bases are jacked. 2 outs. And here comes Welch. Braden Welch, 1 for 1. He walked last inning. Carter Gardner going to talk to Travis. Maybe calm him down just a little bit. Ty Sellers in the on-deck circle. Shall Welch get on? So the bags are juiced. 2 outs. 5-4 Tigers. With Braden Welch at the plate. Travis Mora. Here comes pitch number 27. That's high for ball 1. And Mora delivers. 6 consecutive balls now for Travis Mora. 2-0 to Welch.
Keep hitting that spot. That's a good pitch.
Now Mora, as getting the first 2 outs, is in trouble. He gets a strike that time, and it's 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Braden Welch.
And Mora got it again. And he gets deuces wild on Welch. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Bags are juiced. Tigers lead 5-4. Bottom 5. Travis shakes off the first pitch. And he fires this one. And Welch goes down. Great recovery there by Travis Mora. And the Hawks get one back, but they still trail 5-4 as we head to the top of the 6th. This is Tiger Baseball and the Comal ISD Invitational on Vype Live.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Mace, Carter Gardner, Luke Hudson, all due up here in the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on Vype Live, Matinee Edition. 5-4 Tigers here in the top of the 6th, and Schultz is still out there throwing, and he gets the first pitch strike and is 0-1 on Mace. Coach Payne now running back to his normal position as Schultz with pitch number 72. And Mace fouls it to the back net. No balls and 2 strikes now. Mason Ashlock playing first base today, normally the DH. He's getting some field time. And here's the 0-2 from Schultz. And that's high and outside, 1-2. Carter Gardner in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. He's going to be followed by Luke Hudson. And then the top of the order, and Theo Howard. And Schultz delivers. Foul tipped. Does Mace. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. No one on, no one out. Here in the top of the 6th. Schultz delivers. That's inside. 2-2 now to Mace. And Schultz is ready. Pitch number 76. He's throwing a lot. And Mace sends a screamer foul. And the count still is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. For those of you who's not aware of where the game is tonight, it is in San Antonio. Northside ISD Field number 2 will be the location for the Tigers and Victoria East at 5 p.m. this evening as Mace steps out of the batter's box. And he's ready for the 2-2 as Schultz, deep breath, and he fires. And Mace fouls it to the back net once again. Great battle here between Schultz and Ashlock. This is pitch number 8 in this at-bat for Mace. And Mace fouls it back once again to the backstop. This is a battle right here. And now Schultz fires, and Mace dribbles it to third base. And routine 5-3 play for the first out of this inning. Here it comes. Carter Gardner. Carter's 0 for 2 today. Striking out in the second, flying out to center last inning. Luke Hudson in the on-deck circle. Theo Howard in the hole. 5-4 Tigers, 1 out, top of the 6th. Schultz delivers. That's inside for ball 1. 6 games in 3 days for the Tigers. At that time, Carter goes foul off the net. 0-2 now. Tigers has a Syntex Invitational next weekend. That'll be their first time back home. Next Thursday, 9 a.m. is the first pitch. And then they have a game at 8:15 that night, next Thursday night. So busy schedule before we get into the meat of district play. And Schultz delivers. That goes to the backstop, ball 1. As there is some confusion. Clearly Carter Gardner didn't go around. But some in the stadium didn't like the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. To the catcher as Schultz is ready. So is Carter. Carter swings and misses. Carter goes down, unstrikes. Fourth strikeout for Tanner Schultz. As here comes Luke Hudson.
Followed by Howard with Dennis in the hole. 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
Luke's 0 for 1 for the day. And a timeout. As Anderson is going to go wrap to Schultz. Tigers lead 5-4. Top of the 6th. Luke Hudson up the bat with 2 outs. And Schultz fires. That's pitch number 85, and that goes outside for ball 1.
Luke Hudson, the left fielder.
And Schultz delivers. That's outside. 2-0 for Luke. As you can tell, just a little bit, the wind is picking up here at Canyon Lake. And Schultz fires. And Luke grounds it foul over to the third base side. That was close, though. 2-1 now on Luke. Theo Howard in the on-deck circle. Aiden Dennis to follow. Five, 4. Tigers. Top 6. 2 outs. Luke Hudson is looking at a 2-1 count from Tanner Schultz. And Schultz goes right down the middle. 2-2 now. Nice pitch there by Schultz.
Luke Hudson's the batter.
As Schultz steps off the rubber to reset. Luke is doing the same. Now Schultz is ready for the 2-2. And that is down low. Full count now on Luke Hudson. Luke gets on the top of the order, and Theo Howard comes back up to the plate. And Schultz fires outside, and Luke Hudson gets on for the first time today.
Back to the top of the order. That brings Howard to the plate. Dennis on deck. Perry and home.
Here is Theo Howard. Theo Howard's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the first, walked back in the third. Lined out to first base. Last inning. As Luke Hudson he's going to start dancing on Connor Schultz. Here comes pitch 91 from Schultz. And Theo looks at strike 1. Aiden Dennis in the on-deck circle, and he's ready. And Schultz goes back over to the first, keeping Luke Hudson in check. Both teams has a home run apiece. Schultz delivers. That's outside, 1-1. Jeremy Green for the Hawks with a solo blast. Back in the third. Meanwhile, back in the fourth, excuse me. Meanwhile, Taylor Tracy, 2-run home run at the top of the 5th. And Luke is going to slide into second base for the stolen base. Easy work there for Luke Hudson.
Advance to second base on the stolen base. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 now to Theo Howard. Luke Hudson is now at second base. 2 outs. A ball and 2 strikes. And Schultz steps off of the rubber once again. Beautiful day out here at Canyon Lake. Schultz fires. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuces wild for Theo Howard. Today's weather pales in comparison to both Friday and Saturday, when it was just freezing and freezing rain, as Canyon Lake is going to have them a mound visit. And it gives Coach Payne and Coach Reynolds an opportunity to talk to Theo to get ready for this at-bat. Coming up tonight, once again, folks, your Tigers are going to travel to San Antonio to take on Victoria East of this Comal ISD Invitational. Coverage will begin at 4:55 right here on Vype Live and Vype Pay-Per-View. Doubleheader as well tomorrow. Games at 11 and 5 tomorrow. Busy weekend for Tiger Baseball right here on Vype Live. And we'll be here for all of the action as the players goes back into position. Coach Payne, Coach Reynolds back in their position. Theo Howard back in the batter's box, facing 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and Luke Hudson at second base. And Schultz deliver. That's outside, full count now on Theo. And Howard with the full count. And Schultz once again off of the rubber. And Schultz with the count full delivers. Theo Howard hits it high, hits it deep, but it's a routine play for the center fielder for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 5.5, Tigers lead 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care, the sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Hawks come in. Sellers, Jones, and Chase Anderson coming up here in the bottom half of the 6th as Nico continues to take his warm-up pitches. This will be Nico's first time on a bump all season long. He didn't pitch none at all last week at the Hill Country Classic. Didn't pitch on Tuesday night. Brandon Iverson, went to full Mountie. And now Nico with his first appearance on the mound here in 2022. As here is Ty Sellers. Sellers 0 for 2. Flew to center field and then struck out back in the 4th. As Nico on the rubber. He's ready. He fires. And Nico with his first strike of 2022. Oh and 1 now to Sellers. Nico fires. That's high, 1-1. And Nico ready, fires. Got him right there on the outside corner, and that's 1-2 on Sellers. Nico, of course, always decisive with his pitches. Shakes off the first one. Lights the second one. Nico, traditional hat, flies off for the first time this season. 2-2 now to Sellers. Nico possibly throws harder than anyone on the Tigers team, literally. Nico goes outside for a count now on Sellers. Five for Tigers, bottom of the 6th. Here's Nico, pitch number 6. And Sellers goes deep, out to left field. Ty Sellers has tied this ball game for the Hawks. Solo blast for Ty Sellers. And the Hawks have tied this ball game up at 5 apiece. Not the start Nico was looking for in his first appearance on the bump this season. Here's Cody Jones now. Jones is 1 for 2. And Nico let that one get away. And it's a ball and no strikes to Jones. Five all. Bottom of the 6th. Hawks has scored in every inning but the second. And Nico got Jones swinging that time and it's 1-1. Nico's got him swinging that time. A ball and 2 strikes now to Cody Jones. And Nico with his first strikeout of 2022. And it's a big one. Here's Chase Anderson now. Anderson 0 for 2. Got on via fielder's choice. Back in the 3rd. Nico quickly, that's ball 1 to Anderson. And Nico fires. Nice pitch for strike 1. 1-1 to Chase Anderson. And Anderson steps out of the batter's box. And Nico fires. Anderson pops it up. Ashlock catches it. Second out.
2 out, another young. Brings to the plate number 6, the center fielder, Hunter Anderson.
Here's Hunter Anderson. He's 1 for 3. Singling in the 1st. Grounding out in the 3rd and striking out last inning. And Anderson pops it up. It's going deep. It's going deep. And it is. What a catch by Theo Howard. Theo Howard robbing Anderson of a home run. And the Tigers get out of the inning. But a solo blast by Ty Sellers ties this ball game at 5. Top 7 coming up. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Aiden Dennis, Aiden Perry, Taylor Tracy due up for the Tigers here in this half inning. New pitcher for the Hawks is Griffin Williams. Williams, of course, hit that solo blast back in the 4th. Now he's on the bump for the Hawks. Tanner Schultz goes 6. As here is Aiden Dennis. Aiden Dennis, 1 for 2, excuse me. As he did get on back in the 2nd. And now Williams with his first pitch of this ball game. And Aiden grounds to second, to shortstop. And he's a 6-3 put out by the shortstop, 1 away. Here comes AP. AP, 2 for 2. Doubling in the first, singling back in the fifth. And Williams, AP, nice cut for strike one. And 0-1 on AP. Taylor Tracy in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Williams winds inside corner. Nice pitch there by Williams. 0-2 now to AP. And now Williams with the pitch. AP fouls it to the backstop. Count will remain. No balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Tracy in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Taylor is 1 for 2. That 2-run home run back in the fifth. And AP fouls it out of the stadium. Count remains 0-2. 5-5, top 7. As Williams delivers, and he got AP looking. Strike 3. And Perry goes down. Second out of this inning. Here comes Taylor Tracy. Taylor's 1 for 2. 2-run home run. Back in the fifth. Taylor delivers. Taylor's going deep. Taylor Tracy has his second home run of this game. Taylor Tracy gives the Tigers a 6-5 lead. Here comes Brandon Arvison. And Big B looks at strike 1. Slow, low blast. Brandon Arvison goes down for that strike. 0-2 now to Big B. And Brandon Arvison is going to go down on strikes. And that will be the end of the inning. But Taylor Tracy does it again. Second home run of the day. 6-5 Tigers as we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Hawks down to their final 3 outs. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Hawks down to the final 3 outs. 6-5 Tigers here in the bottom of the 7. Welcome back. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Williams, Schultz, and Green all due up As Nico now fires the first pitch, and Williams pops it up. Underneath it is Aiden Dennis, and he grabs it for the first out of the 7th inning. Here it comes, Tanner Schultz. Schultz so far 0 for 2. He did get hit by a pitch back in the 5th, and Nico fires strike 1. Nico. Schultz pops it up. Mace underneath it. Ashlock gets a second out. Here comes Jeremy Green. Green does have a solo home run and a double today. Going up against the senior, making his first appearance on the bump this season. And Nico fires. And that is inside, ball 1. Nico ready, fires. Catch the outside corner, 1-1. Nico looking to close it out. And Nico fires. Green fouls it out of play. Hawks are down to their final strike. 1-2 now. Nico can close out the Hawks right now. Final pitch. Hopefully. Nico shakes it off. Fires. Green pops it. Is Mace going to get it? No. Foul into the Tiger dugout. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter. Jeremy Green, right fielder.
Neek back on the rubber. He's ready. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nico Ruedas has closed this one out for the Tigers, and the Tigers win their opening game of this invitational. Final score, Tigers 6, Canyon Lake 5. We'll take a break, give you the final numbers when we come back. Tigers win 6-5 here in the opening game of the Comal ISD Invitational. This is Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away, but they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
Tigers win their opening game of the Comal ISD Invitational, defeating the Canyon Lake Hawks 6-5. Winning pitcher this afternoon, Nico Ruedas. 2 innings pitched. He did give up a home run, but he's also the winning pitcher on record, and that is because our player of the game, freshman phenom Taylor Tracy, 2 home runs, a 2-run home run, and a game-winning solo home run back at the top of the 7th to give the Tigers a 6-5 lead and ultimately the victory. Once again, folks, tonight, 5 o'clock, San Antonio. Tigers take on Victoria East in the second game of this invitational. Coverage will begins 4:55 right here on Vype Live. Once again, we do apologize for the technical difficulties this morning, but we got it going, and your Tigers are 1-0 in this invitational. For everyone, with our Vype Live crew, Melvin Jones saying good afternoon, everyone. We will talk to you tonight from San Antonio. This is Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. See you tonight, folks.